welcome back to another episode of Rolling By. We're here to break down the Xfinity Series race that wrapped up a couple hours ago in the quickest way possible. Man, they were in the super speedway engine package with the intermediate aero package. So we were expecting to see some pack racing, more pack racing than we expected at Indianapolis, because it was, Michigan's a lot more higher banked, so there's less ability to let off the throttle. So that's kind of what we saw. We saw a lot more train racing, but the cars were able to stay a lot closer than they were at Indianapolis. So it made the race very interesting. It was kind of these slingshot passes. Stage one, we saw only two spins. Both JGR cars, Sheldon Creed, the leader, spun out on his own. We saw a little rain delay, but then we saw a great finish with Ryan Sieg getting a stage win, which will be big for him in that smaller team. Stage two, we saw Justin Allgaier kind of take command and control of this race. He was fast, and just kind of the same old train racing. The bottom lane was just, you couldn't do anything with that bottom lane. It was more like the top lane, you would get momentum on the top lane and stay high, and then hopefully be able to get runs to make passes. It made it exciting. Saw some big wrecks. We saw Austin Hill misjudge and come down on Carson Quaffle. He spun across the grass. Not much damage. I'm not sure anything mechanical, because it looked like his wheel was cocked to the left a little bit, but he still was able to keep going and be pretty competitive. But then we saw a massive wreck with Riley Herbst getting turned by Ryan Sieg. Riley Herbst misjudged and thought he was clear and came up, just hooked himself big time. And that took out Brandon Jones, Cole Custer, Riley Herbst, of course, Sam Mayer, and Ryan Sieg got involved. Ryan Sieg had a little bit of damage, but not much, and he was continuing to go. So that was some big wrecks. And then we ended up seeing John Hunter Nemechek take home stage two. And then stage three began, and we saw a train racing again. The top of the track was the most dominant. We saw Jogo's racing teammates Sheldon Creed and John Nemechek work together, but then we saw Justin Allgaier get back out in front, and it was just a fuel-saving race. They just kind of sat there and stayed. It wasn't like they couldn't pass, but they just chose that the goal was to go on like one last stop and not try to pit. So it was really like a super speedway type racing, but handling was still a factor. We ended up seeing Carson Quaffle just take the lead by like 2.5 seconds. Pretty much he knew he was not going to make it on the field, but the goal was just to hope for rain, because there was a chance of rain. But he ended up having a pit, and it just kind of turned into a battle between Justin Allgaier and the two JGR teammates, Sheldon Creed and John Nemechek. But those two guys were shorter on the field than what Justin Allgaier was on the field. Justin Allgaier was going to be able to make it, but they were all kind of saving fuel. We ended up seeing a pass with Justin Allgaier pass both of the guys. He was going on throttle more than what the two Jogo's racing teammates were. He ended up passing them, kind of taking control. But then we also saw Sheldon Creed look like he felt like he saved enough fuel and then started charging as well. But then we got some rain with like 6 laps to go, and it rained pretty good. They brought him down pit road, and then they ended up drying the track, and we got back rolling. And usually with these overtime restarts, it gets pretty crazy. But it was a crazy restart, but no one wrecked. And we got a lead. Pretty much Justin Allgaier took the lead, took control. Sheldon Creed was second, trying to set something up with John Nemechek trying to push him, but he could never get anything set up. And we're coming down to 1 lap to go, and it just looks like it's a battle between, can someone get to Justin Allgaier? Can the two Jogo's racing teammates set something up? And they could not. But then we see a big wreck with Carson Quaffle and a bunch of cars wrecking all over the place. But then we saw a massive flip with Kyle C getting airborne, landing on his roof, sliding across the pavement into the grass, and then flipping back over. And the caution came out, and Justin Allgaier won in the Helms scheme. So congrats to him. Our top 10 finishers: Justin Allgaier first, Sheldon Creed second. That's 11th, second place finish. John Nemechek third, fourth Anthony Alfredo. That's a great run for Anthony Alfredo. Fifth, Sammy Smith. Sixth, Noah Gregerson. Seventh, Matt Benedetto. Eighth, Taylor Gray. Ninth, Cesar Barcarella. Can't really pronounce his name. And then 10th, AJ Allmendinger. Overall, it was an okay race. I'm not sure why NASCAR keeps restricting the engine to think that it's going to make better racing, because, I guess it did. It made the finish more exciting, but it didn't make, I felt like the racing, wasn't as competitive, because, cars, the only way you can really pass a guy is if you had a run on them. It wasn't like you could get a run on someone and then hopefully out-drive them into the turn. It was just like, hey, hopefully you have a big enough run here, you can get around them. But this is just what NASCAR wants. I don't know why they keep wanting to restrict the engines and think it's going to put on better racing, but they do that. If I put this race on the rolling rate, I'm going to give it a 6.0. Solid finish, solid race. Happy that Kyle Sieg is okay, because that was a massive flip. But that's a wrap on today's episode. Hope y'all enjoyed. Goodbye.